quick intro of Anzac Cup because my video camera is running out of batteries, so I will have it ready for tomorrow. But yeah, here is Anzac Cup at Sleeman Centre, and all the terrain looks really good. I'll link the actual page, the Facebook page, which has it. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm bringing the Genestealer cult with some Tyranid allies. Alright, so Anzac Cup for 2016. I always enjoy going out to the Anzac Cup and supporting both Ty and Soldier On, which is the charity that they support. I've got to apologise first up, my time-lapse camera and also my normal video camera were both, I wasn't say playing up, so my time-lapse camera played up for one of the games and one of my opponents didn't actually want me to do the video, which is fine. And then I forgot to charge my video camera, so we have a few missing intros. Anyway, getting into the games, we've got the first game against Kimball, and he has a really cool Tyranid army. And that was one of the things that was really interesting about the tournament. The Tyranids, I think, was actually the most amount of armies there. So it was like Tyranids, then like Cult Mechanicus, or Mechanicus with Skitarii, and then Space Marine, and then like one codex of everything else. So you can see from the pictures, Kimball's got a really nice army and kind of how it was set out. Now, I'll just go through the little time-lapse bit, but this is what you can see, that the time-lapse camera stops working after like 10 seconds. The main thing here, and we'll talk about its deployment from the picture I've got up, which is, so Kimball's set up his big swarm, as in it's the I think it's Sky Tyrant swarm, and it's mainly a large unit of gargoyles with a melee Hive Tyrant, which he gave every upgrade that you could possibly give to the Hive Tyrant. He made he made a mistake in that he got the Warlord trait Infiltrate, your Warlord and 3 units can infiltrate, and he's playing against Genestealer cults. And I just finished painting these guys like 2 weeks ago, so I really wanted to give him a whirl. And one of the things about Genestealer cult is everything can infiltrate, and not only can everything infiltrate, 2 of the units can infiltrate within 1 inch. So you can see from the picture, he infiltrated almost his whole army, and he was actually going to do the big blob as well, which was a huge mistake, but in the end he deployed it, but he strung it right out, as you can see there. And so he infiltrated a little unit of spore mines. I then put my Primac right in the middle of his army, and that kind of screwed him for all his future infiltrates. So he then infiltrates like another unit kind of on his board edge, and I infiltrate the next unit right into the other corner there. So you can see the 2 Genestealer dudes right in the middle of his army, and now he has to pretty much just deploy in back corners or along the side board edges. It was pretty brutal. Something else that he gave me first turn. He won the roll off and he gave me first turn, which was quite interesting because it was like compounded by the fact that he didn't bubble wrap his Venomthropes and Zoanthropes. You can see that they're kind of like my first 2 targets. So it was almost like a comedy of error type things. He's got the infiltrate rule and he's taking it, but then he doesn't bubble wrap his dudes, and he gives me first turn, which means I can get a first turn charge. There's a few things going on here which really hampers him. Something else, I got lucky and I got a few, I think I got 2 Feel No Pains, or maybe just 1 Feel No Pain. I got Feel No Pain on my Hive Tyrants, whereas he did not. And so I fly up, I kill a few things, he flies up and he doesn't kill one of my Hive Tyrants with his Deca Hive Tyrants. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I managed to then kill his next. So like every turn I killed at least 1 Hive Tyrant, whereas he, I think, only killed 1 by the end of the game. Not 100% sure there. Demachirions had fun. They're just kind of sitting in the middle, running back and forward. In the end, his big blob, I kind of keep in combat the whole game with my like little Genestealers and things, because I assault. See this tail end here of the what's it called, the big blob. I assault down here and I just keep dragging the whole unit to one side, and when he finally kills it, I assault another spot, so it doesn't really get to do a big hit that he wants. And then I think it's like turn 5, my Hive Tyrants, my combined shooting gets rid of most of the gargoyles, and then the Mechanicus runs in, instant kills his Hive Tyrant. I think he instant kills me back, like he kills an Mechanicus, but that's pretty much it. I can't remember exactly what he had left on the board, but it was a win to me, and it was a really fun game, and I really wish I had the actual time up so you could kind of see how the movement went, because I thought it was really cool. But sorry, really sorry, Kimball, that you couldn't see yourself on the video, but we'll move on to the next game. Alright, so game 2, and I'm versing Mr. Pat. Mr. Pat. Anyway, playing Cult Mechanicus, I've versed this army a few times before, or a variation of it, and I absolutely know how brutal it can be in the shooting phase. I'm not certain Community Comp has fully comped Mechanicus as much as it could. I'm not trying to be annoying to Pat. It's a strong army. Let's put it that way. It's not unbeatable, but it is definitely a really strong shooting army. One of its weaknesses, and Pat absolutely said that, and actually it plays out in this game, and you'll see, is how slow it is. So I go first. I'm looking to tie up his grav units, and thinking about just trying to run in and just hurt as much as possible his units. So you can see doing a whole bunch of measuring, etc. about I can go in, I can maybe kill 2 units or tie 2 units up, etc. I should be able to not so much alpha strike, but just reduce his damage so that when he has his turn hitting me back, it may not kill both Hive Tyrants. That's my game plan. Push really strongly and just like kind of go all out. However, I deploy defensively enough so in case he seizes, and whenever I play Pat or Duck or Eric or just any of the guys I normally play with, I notice that they season me a lot. So I have been, once bitten twice shy type thing, and so this game it was no different. Pat seized on me, nukes my turn 1 assault Genestealer dudes, throws a bunch of pot shots, and I say to myself, well, alright, so this is the type of game I'm going with. I also don't get Feel No Pain in this game, so I say to myself, the only way I'm going to ever have a chance in this game is play really, really cagey, and so that's what I try and do. I fly my Hive Tyrants off turn 1, and I just play the missions, as in everything's hiding, so I've got lictors and things over here. I just try and score cards where I can. I went for a big Morlock hit there, and there was 2 choices. I could do a safe one and just hit one dude, because the lictor would have made it so no scatter, or I went for a big hit and, hitting like, 7 or 8 guys. I went for the big hits, I scattered off the board, and I rolled a 1. So, yes. This game is, what is it? It says turn 1. It's actually turn 2. You've seen Pat move twice. He seized on me, he's killed my Alpha Strike, and I then mishap with a Morlock off the board. So I'm saying to myself, I can still do this, I just need to play the missions and not lose my entire army. But Pat is doing his absolute darndest to make sure I lose my entire army. And yeah, it just anything he looks at, he kills. I keep on, I fly on. Yeah, I'm landing to grab some objectives, etc., etc. I'm throwing things, or just making it difficult for him to go too far forward. Otherwise, he'll be punished for it. And and that's pretty much it. Like that's my game plan. So I've scored by turn 3. So by my turn 3, I score 8 cards, 8 Maelstrom objectives. Sorry, and Pat, because he keeps on drawing kind of my side of the board, he's only got what is it? 4. So by the end of the game, he only gets 4. I don't get any more from turn 3 onwards. I don't get anything else, but he doesn't manage to get more than 4. And this particular mission was actually really beneficial to me, in that it's the one that what's it called? You have 6. I think it's you have 6, then 5, and 4. I think it's that one. Yeah, or it's the ramp up one. It's one of the ones where you have a lot and you slowly lose. Anyway, moving on. This particular mission and how Pat was drawing meant that I had an early lead, and that because he has a pretty slow army and I'm just hiding like the absolute best I can, he doesn't actually manage to score that many Maelstroms. He's also really, really good in, and this is the one thing that I've noticed about good players, great players versus, maybe even just good players, is the positioning of the army and then like bait units and things like that. So everything's always within 36 inches of pretty much his whole army and just where I could be. Anyway, the game ends. I have 8 Maelstrom points to his 4, but he's also got 2 for being First Blood and Warlord. That bottom unit of Genestealer Cult does manage a 10-inch charge to keep him away from Line Breaker, and actually got the kill point from that. He won secondary, which was kill points, and tertiary were like fun shenanigan things. So I actually pull a victory. I got the primary, but didn't get the secondary off that game, and I was very thankful. Alrighty, so game number 3 versus Mr. Duck. Always fun to play Duck. He is a great player, and he knows what he's doing, and I didn't think this would be any different. He's got a very interesting tower list, very, very punishing as well. And my game plan here is kill all the stealth suits, kill all these little MSU stuff, try and kill his commanders as quickly as possible, and mitigate any damage that comes from his big dudes. Hopefully charging the ghost kills with my Democurions and getting some instant death. Loving. That's the game plan. I made one little mistake. I put Gosar, so the Genestealer Lord dude, in the bottom left-hand corner because he's going to be assaulting and killing the stealth suits. And the 2 Genestealers that can assault turn 1 up near his army. I should have actually swapped that around. Not that I think that the 2 Genestealers would necessarily kill that whole unit, whereas Gosar could definitely kill the stealth suit. It's more that I needed a Psychic Shriek from Gosar to target maybe, Ghost Keels or something. And I definitely was feeling that because I was out of range, because he's kind of in the bottom left-hand corner. He's not really doing anything. I got a Warp Lance on Hayden's commander. He's only, toughness 4. He's looking for the instant death. So this is the Warlord, and I roll a 1 to wound. Great. So I did a Psychic Shriek, and I rolled like a 4, like 2 1s and a 2. So I'm having my normal luck against Mr. Duck, and his turn 1 drops all his missiles, kills one of the Hive Tyrants with Skitarii. Next one, Marker lights it but doesn't use this, the missiles. He uses the rest of his army to kill. So he kills 2 Hive Tyrants with pretty much all his army. I did get the turn 1 charge, and I survived with 1 Genestealer from all the Overwatch, which I was extremely surprised about because of the way Hayden set up everything. But his stealth suits just punched me, and I went, alright, cool. So yeah, the one thing I noticed when I play against Hayden is his Tau is actually very melee orientated. Not because he doesn't have the guns, it's just because he rolls like crazy, and he seems to punch. And you'll see this in a second. He seems to, punch things, hitting on 5s, and just being a crazy ninja towel. Anyway, his game plan is stick in a ball, because we're playing just an internal war mission. Stick in a ball. Use bait units to get tons of overwatch. So, because Ghost Keels all have ignores cover, and they all snapshot on a 5-up, not just a 6. And it's a really, really good game plan. So, the 2 boats. I keep forgetting what they're called. The 2 boats. His 2 vehicles are his Marker generation. Ghost Keels are the damage. And the remaining stealth suits, he's only got like 2 units of stealth suits, which he's got like a 2-man and a 1-man, and his 2 commanders. That's literally his army. So I've done pretty well in reducing stuff, but it's just not doing enough. And like my Morlock got a scatter and a mishap, and then he placed him over in the corner there. So I'm not doing enough to kill his big hitting units. I've killed all the little MSU stuff, but I'm still getting decimated every turn. And then I make a 10-inch charge. I finally make a 10-inch charge with a Demakirion into his Ghost Keel, but I go through cover and I don't have any grenades, so he punches me first, and I'm on 2 wounds. He does 2 wounds with his Ghost Keel, because they're like strength 5 or 6 or something stupid like that. Hitting on 5s, like 3 attacks each, I think. I don't know. It was crazy. It's Ghost Keels just punched a Demakirion in the face and said, "Don't care." So there was a big mistake I made just then, which as soon as I did it, I went, "Oh crap, that was a stupid mistake." I multi-assaulted a bunch of like a single stealth suit plus his commander. But he was using him as bait, because all the rest of the stuff in his army was within 6 inches of those units, and everything could then overwatch, and I lost over half that big unit with my Magus in an overwatch, just pretty much from his army. So big mistake there. So a few little mistakes, and then not getting enough damage in to mitigate his damage. And then one big mistake at the end cost me the game. Alright, last game, Anzac Cup versus Nathan. And so yeah, it's Nathan. He was just saying he's from Townsville, and he's playing his NIDs as well. So there's a lot of NIDs and Space Marines and NIDs, Space Marines, and what's the third most common?
The third most common? Oh man, there's a lot of
Mechanicus, yes. So just take us through your army. You've got some
warriors.
Yeah, warriors, because you see them so little.
Yeah.
So warriors with barb, not barb stranglers.
They got Devourers and Bone Saws and Lash Whips.
Yep. And then we've got normal Hive Tyrants.
Yep.
We all know and love. A whole bunch of Hormagaunts along the side. We've got the Swarmlord and his full posse. Zoanthropes and Neuranthrope, Arcanifix, and in reserve we've got Pod, Morlock, Devourgaunts, and some Mucoloids. They're out?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not in the army?
No, they're not in the army.
Alright, never mind. So I have got a Genestealer cult, so I've infiltrated inside this building with Gosar, and I'm just camping this objective. And I'm going to see the Demakirions against the Swarmlord, see what happens here. So I'll just show you Mr. Demakirion. Alright, that's quality YouTube video there. Alright. Alright, so as you just saw, this game should be another interesting game. We've got kind of melee orientated NID list. Got a Swarmlord and full entourage. Endless Swarm, choppy warriors, etc., etc. And I was really interested to see, because the way I was describing my Swarmlord sorry, not my Swarm. My Demachirion was a cross between a Tyranid Prime and a Swarm Lord, but cheaper. And we would see how it went. So Nathan, he deploys out. I think I only make 1 or 2 mistakes in this game. One, I forgot. I almost forgot Tyranid 101 just because I wanted to see what was happening with the Swarm Lord Demachirion fight, which was target the Synapse. So kids, target the Synapse. Like my primary target here is his Hive Tyrant, and then Zoanthropes. Like I'm literally just saying Hive Tyrant, Zoanthropes, maybe then the Carnifex later on, but they're the 2 main things. I'm not caring too much about the little Gribblies. Swarm Lord, I've used him a few times. He walks slowly, so you can kind of mitigate what he can charge or do. And then in the end, I just wanted to see what happened between Swarm Lord and a Demachirion, and so that's kind of why I kind of deployed all my Demachirions directly across from the Swarm Lord and said, let's see what happens. Nathan goes first. He flies up his Hive Tyrant to my Genestealer cult up here in the ruins, but because I've got the +1 stealth in ruins Warlord trade, plus I think it is Night Fight, or it's Night Fight throughout the game, but just +1 stealth in ruins, plus I got Shrouded turn 1 because of the formation, the Genestealer cult formation. I'm getting a 2-up cover save, and he doesn't do too much down the bottom here. Up top, he just pushes forward, ready for my charge, so to speak. My turn 1, I fly up, I kill his Hive Tyrant, I do some shrieks, etc., kill a few little dudes, and I make a charge with my Demachirion to his large unit of Hormigons with Toxin Sacs. Now, you wouldn't believe it, but the Hormigons with Toxin Sacs actually, believe it or not, takes my Demachirion down to 1 wound, which is insane. It's like a bunch of Hormigons just goes nope, and 5 wounds of a giant monstrous creature. So that was interesting. I did get my little 8 thing, so I got my 4+ Feel No Pain. But yeah, big hit straight away. And these Hormigons actually come back on the table twice. I think they regenerate twice through Endless Swarm. So it gave me much more appreciation for Endless Swarm. I'm thinking of a list, what I might be able to do with some Endless Swarm shenanigans. Anyway, the bottom part of this army, he's got 3 warriors with the instant death weapons and 2 Zoanthropes. And again, I totally blank out on this. That I should just be able to kill those 3 warriors, and then the 2 Zoanthropes, and then pretty much his whole army will be running off the board every turn. Doesn't matter if they come back; it's pretty much dead. Instead of killing those 3 warriors, though, I target and do kill the Carnifex. So that was a mistake. I can definitely say that was a mistake on my behalf. You should always go for the warriors, especially if it's melee warriors, because I've got a Lictor here hiding among my Genestealer cult, and I'm thinking, yeah, that should be enough, but it doesn't really matter if they only need a 6 to wound, and you instant death pretty much anything, and they got Rending Claws, so they're gonna be instant killing, not instant killing, but instant wounding the Lictor, so to speak. And warriors aren't too bad, especially melee ones, in combat. Anyway, my Demachirion here, charging 2 Zoanthropes, completely whiff. Literally, I get a wound on the impact hits from Hammer of Wrath, and then I miss with 4 of my attacks. I got like 7 attacks, right? 4 of my attacks miss, and then I rolled triple 1s, or something like that. It was just so stupid. Unbelievably stupid, yeah. And they're all instant death attacks, like not even instant death on the 4. It's because I was strength 8 because I'm charging. Yeah. So fun times had by all. So the Zoanthropes didn't die, and the warriors who should be dead didn't die because I targeted the Carnifex. Had those 2 things happened, much more different game. And Nathan himself was saying, you made a mistake here. In terms of his movement, though, what's it called, Swarm Lord, he kind of just runs to the middle and then hangs out there for the rest of the game, which I think was a mistake. He could have been more aggressive with them. I'm not sure exactly how. Just maybe even just positioning them on the edges, still within 3 of the middle objective, just to be able to threaten different ways. Because there was a few times that I could land, like my Hive Tyrant in a moment will be landing and scoring an objective, and he can't really do too much about it because he hasn't moved this Swarm Lord to threaten anything. What you missed before was Swarm Lord and Entourage. He charged my Democurion, who completely whiffed against the Zoanthropes, and my Democurion did instant death attacks on instant death on the 4+, killed his 3 guards, but then Swarm Lord instantly killed the Democurion. So lots of instant death shenanigans happening. That's always a good thing about Tyranid vs Tyranid. It's always a brutal game. My Hive Tyrant finally. So I twig now that I should be targeting the Synapse. I kill the Zoanthrope finally. It's like turn. What is it? It says turn 2. It's like turn 4 now. So sorry about it. My little turn counter's not working. But his warriors at the back here, they're doing work. In terms of they've killed all the back, like that objective 6 in the bottom left corner. They killed all the dudes there, pretty much for nothing. They're holding Synapse there. I can't really spend a turn because it's now turn. I think it's around turn 5 now. And I can't really do much about down here. He's just got too much. He's got the big monstrous creature drop pod, lots of devil gaunts, and the warriors making them fearless. He's got the Swarm Lord there, potentially threatening stuff, but not so much, if you know what I mean. It's on the balance, on a knife's edge. Yes, English. I've got up the top here my Lictor, my Morlock, and my Disciples. They're all scoring objectives, and they're pretty much what helped me win the game, because they're sitting on 3 objectives, and they keep scoring Maelstrom cards, and I can't remember what the secondary was. Table Quarters. So yeah, I won the primary, but I actually lost the secondary because of that big blob of regenerating Hormigons. That's right. So yeah, I won the primary, which are the cards, but the Table Quarters, because of the Tyranid Warriors and that huge regenerating unit of Hormigons, I actually lost Table Quarters. So lesson learned: target Synapse. Just a quick postscript. So the next tournament, so there's going to be a little break on the channel for maybe a few months, because the next tournament's actually the ETC. So I'll be going as part of Team Australia, playing who knows, and yeah, I'll give you an update in September when I get back. So ETC's the first week of August, but I'll be then also going with my dad and cousin on a little holiday to Serbia. So ETC Greece 2016, and then when I get back in September, I'll give a quick update about what happened there and maybe have some videos. Probably not time-lapse though, because lugging that from Australia to Greece is a bit of a pain in the ass. And then after that, in September, mid-September I think, or early September, I can't remember the exact date, is ATC. So I'll be part of Team Queensland for the Australian Team Championship. So I probably will, because it's in Sydney. So I believe we're going to be driving down. We may fly, but if we drive down, I'll be doing the time-lapse videos of that. So I am looking forward to all of that, and hopefully you'll get some fun things out of that too. Bye.